Welcome to the Ponderous Brick Thinker. This is another installment in Learning from the Pros. For this episode, we're going to look at LEGO Set 71453, Izzie and Bunchu the Bunny. This comes from the LEGO Dreams line. As we can see, we see Izzie, a Grimspawn with looks like a very sad bunny, and Bunchu the Bunny. And in the back, we see that we get the option to transform Bunchu into a flying bunny or a roller skating bunny. But also these illustrations kind of amuse me that it looks like Izzie is abandoning the bunny to the Grimspawn. But also this one here, the bunny's safe, yet Izzie is still approaching the Grimspawn, probably to make sure this type of thing doesn't happen again. So let's get started. So for those who are not aware, Izzie is a main character in the Dreams line, and I always thought that she was a really proactive character in which she kind of determines the flow of the story, that she's really proactive, going for things, and kind of like that in a character. Let's get these out. Might as well. Okay, so we're going to start with a nice illustration of the dream world. And bag one is a creation of Izzie. And I think she's going to use the bunny as inspiration for Bunchu. And I'm not sure how well it's going to appear in video, but the hair looks much better in person or in the Lego form than what is shown on the series. It's more matte in the show, but this one has like a luster to it, very shiny, almost transparent also. It's kind of a magical, which kind of fits the, oops, I forgot the shoulder pads. Her overall look, semi-fantasy, but also magical. And legs. And then the sword. And the hourglass. There's the hourglass. Okay, and oh, there it is. Okay, this is a very nice sword. It's also has its transparent parts. Let's see if I can find a. There we go. That's very nice. I didn't have this when I was younger. It's a very interesting piece. It combines transparency and opaque, but it's also kind of the gold opaque. So it's very much in the fantasy realm. And magical, too. And the bunny here. Oh, we're not going to okay, so I thought it was going to go right into Bunchu, but we're going to get right into the Grimspawn. So there's the helmet. Here's the little body with the head. And then the accessory for the helmet. So forth, and then the net. And according to the image here, capture the bunny. So if you notice, it's a very big net. And notice how they characterize it, that the Grimspawn has to be kind of mid-air in order for this capture to happen. Okay. All right, and then Izzie dreams crafts Bunchu. And we're going to start with a 2x4 with a 1x4 with a 2-stud variant, like so. And then some plates that have the horizontal studs. And then 2 1x2s. And then the hinges, the sockets. These, the 1x2s. So it's starting very symmetrical. Probably somewhere in the core of the bunny. These could be the arms. We'll see. And then 2 1x2 bricks. It is noticeably a different blue, so it's, and there's also no other 1x2, so it's helpful just in case there are other blue shades, but not included. And then some detailed tiles or slopes. I'm not sure which category these fall under. Two more. Yep. Okay, so that's step 6. Into 7, it's a Technic plate with holes. Oh, it goes on to something else. Let's see. It's a 2x2 with a brick with the socket here. So something like that. And then a 1x2 on top. But then also these are new to me. They have a hinge factor to them. They go like that. Oh, and then this faces the other way. It almost looked like a 1x2 with a Technic hole, but these are, as you can tell, they're a brick and a plate high. So 4 plates tall, and they go in like that. We use 2 of them, so that's how I know this is that. And there's also no 1x2 gray of any kind. Okay, and then around the bottom, around 2x2 with a 1x2. Okay, and then just a 2x2 to combine like that. Like that. There we go. And then we're going to see a smooth slope, curve slope, 2x2 to connect those, and then on top of that a 1x2. And then they combine. Okay, so it's facing like that. I see the gray, I see those, like that, and then these are, if anything, those 1x2s kind of make a U. Okay, so from the bottom it looks like that. And then this plate has no part. If there were studs here, it will probably be in conflict with this piece. So that's probably why they use that 1x2 with the 2 studs. And then this is, it looks like it's meant for a wheel well for a car. But here it looks like it's going to go there. And then it almost looks like a pink, a dark pink. But it has to be coral because these are the closest to that shade and pieces available. Oops, not this one. This is the upside down one. This one is this one. There we go. And like so. And then a 1x2 here. in person they don't really match. On video, from what I can tell from the screen, they don't match, but depending, this is a enclosed set, so it's fine, but if there were some darker pink variant, then I would definitely be in trouble, just because color matching is not my strongest suit. But the coral by itself makes it easier for me. There, and then one more. And then we have a very nice hourglass emblem of the Dream Chasers. There's no really upside down to it, but these two studs are what's holding in place, and it barely touches the curve here, so it's not completely disconnected, but it is relying on just those two studs. Oops, put it wrong. There we go. But it holds together, and so that's the chest or torso, because it looks bigger in the picture, but yet it's the same size. That's interesting. I think if it's a smaller box, the picture has to be smaller, but it looks bigger here, but it's the same size as what's in my hand. It's filling up the same amount of space. Interesting. And then we go on to something here, 2x2 with a 1x2 with horizontal stud, and then a ball joint right here. Okay, I think it's just a printing thing. This is a definitely darker blue than compared to this one, but this does not change. So I'm going to look for these that are the same color as this 1x2. And also there's no other of this shape in dark blue. There is this one, but it's definitely not that. So we go like that. It got darker, but it's these. It's the shape, and then we also need another 1x2. But let's put this first. So we have this. It's one of those where you can start building on almost any direction, just from most of the sides. This one looks like it's the same color as the horizontal stud, so it's a 1x2. I'm assuming there it is. Okay, on top of that, so basically the gray is completely covered by the blues. Just to make it aesthetic. It might be the head. It's too blocky for the limbs, or maybe something in the back. And then plate stacking, two 2x2s, and then like so. Okay, now the colors are returning. They're not as dark. And then again on the other side. And then with those grays, 1x2 with the ball, there and there. Then we get purple with a smooth smooth 2x2. There, this direction, because the bottom part of the curve is going to touch the gray and go over the blue with a purple right here. And then we're going to put a coral piece this way. So the curve it's like that. And also for the purple one. Oh, okay, now I see it. It's that. Wait, am I doing this right? Nope, it's this way. Okay, this goes on the other side, I'm assuming, because it's symmetrical. And I need another 2x2 like this. And then this is going to be on the bottom. There we go, because I was looking at... I'm not even sure what direction it goes, but maybe like that, because this is on the back of the head and this is towards the front. It's like the foof around the mouth. Yeah, that looks, the studs are facing up this way. Okay, so on the other side I have this in place, the 2x2 smooth curve, with a purple one stud plate going there, and then the coral little curve. Yeah, okay. And then the purple. Just look at how this helps be consistent. Interesting. So the purple kind of ties together, and the coral is like a highlight. Now the face. This direction, the ball, bigger one's on the bottom here, and then... Oh, okay, so it's relying on these 1x2, not... Maybe also on the blue. But that's what holds it, I think. Then the mouth. Not that one. There we go. In isolation, this doesn't make sense. When you just have a smooth 1x2 and then like a bunny mouth. But here, I think that's one of the best place to use it. Oh, and the face has, it is printed, but it's slightly reflective too. Almost like, does Izzie have? Yeah, because in the show she has glitter on the face, and also on the minifig, there's a slight glitter. Okay, so here, okay, we're done with that, and then combine them. You have to push it in. Very posable. That's nice. The only drawback is there is a gap between the torso and the head, but that is the neck. But by having this here, it kind of hides that. But it does not interfere with the angle of that you can play with it. So that's pretty good. As you can tell, they kind of hide that a little bit with the picture, but it's not too bad. Oh, and then we have a 1x3 brick with the plate, the horizontal studs, going like this, and this is a 1x4. And then plate stacking of, it's a different blue. I'm not sure which blue, but it goes here. And then a 1x2 ball joint. Okay, it goes like this, but then this also goes on the bottom to make it continuous. Like so. And then it's getting dark again, the printout, but it's the same color as the rest of the brick, so it goes in like this, and then a smooth 1x2, and then we're gonna get a purple 1x2 with a purple 1x1 plate with the humps go like this. Oops. And then also down here. For some reason, the coral does remind me of something sweet, even though I really don't think I have had candy of that color. Well, maybe the sour or no, like, I'm not sure, but it does remind me something sweet, which kind of fits the overall sweet vibe of Izzie, but it's still, I'm not sure how it relates to, how does it evoke in me that sweet context. But it's they don't use it everywhere. They use it like in the key parts, which is helpful to keep it in control. Otherwise, it'll be just overwhelmingly coral, which is a very strong color. Okay, so this plate or this curve is for the upside down part, and a 1x2 goes like that. Then with a 1x1 plate goes here, and then goes underneath like that. And then this with a 1x1 plate. Up, there. And then do it 2 times. There. 2 times. So I wonder, because let's see, this is 7 plus. I'm not sure where algebra or multiplication is introduced nowadays. It seems to be getting earlier and earlier grades that deals with math, but 2 times. It's a choice to say this is how you communicate this in a universal tone. But that just crossed my mind right now. Then 1x4 with 2 1x1 plates stacked. There we go. Here with the gray grip, and then this underneath. Then a 1x2 smooth plate. Oops, well, yeah. And then the curve here, yeah. And then coral and purple. With the 2 coral curves here. There we go. And then like that. And the detail right here, which is that part there of the ear. 1x2 with, I guess, is it inverted curve? It goes like that with a 1x1 plate to fill the gap there. And then place it like so, with another inverted curve with a 1x1 coral. And it's going to meet there. Interesting that they divided this. It could have been a 1x3 to kind of hold this together. What you get out of it is this horizontal line that matches up with that. I don't think Bunchu is supposed to be a robot. In robot, it would make sense that it would be, grid here and there, but I thought Bunchu was just going to be a creature animal, more realistic or lifelike than robot. Oh, and then attach the ears. Coral outward. cute. What I am looking at is the gray as part of the ears. I wonder why they did not make it as a blue, because they went to great lengths to kind of hide the gray that made the head and the torso. It is appearing in between the joints, but maybe they're limited as to how many pieces they can produce in a certain color. But by having it gray, it does kind of lend itself to being a robot. Whereas in the, let's see, which one was it? Bunny captured, bunny jumping, there we go. This one looks like more it's, alive than being a robot. Also, well, I guess it's kind of combined. The purple and the coral kind of mix and match, because I'm looking at the ear, the inner part, it's purple, and then the tips are coral, so that fits. So I'm wondering, this should have been purple. And then over here in the torso, I see coral, but then the shadow is kind of purple. So here's Bunchu the bunny, very close to the image on the box, size-wise. Which is kind of interesting, even though, yeah, this still looks, the picture does look bigger than the actual Lego piece. I wonder if there's going to be development on the back, because here it looks very good, like it's complete, the head, I mean. But then on the back, it's not so great. I wonder if there's like a reverse of this kind of curve to be able to be put on the back. If not, one of these, like the inverted the coral pieces, but blue to cover this part up. Wonder if that will be in the upcoming bags. But yeah. So I think I'm going to leave it here for now and then do the remaining bags in the next episode. But let me double check if okay, so there is bag 2. There's Bunchu being completed. Still working on limbs. Okay, so where it changes color, I think that's... So yeah, somewhere in here is bag 2 and 3. Okay, so we're gonna do that in the next episode. All right, so this has been the Ponderous Brick Thinker. Thank you for stopping by. If you liked the episode, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to see Bunchu be completed, go ahead and subscribe and catch those episodes. And see you next time.